You know what site I rarely use anymore for like NBA updates and stuff?
What?
NBA.com.
Really?
They ruined it. Honestly.
Too much NBA stuff?
Yeah, man. Used to be about the music, man. You changed, man. Minisode.
Watch out! Here it comes. Watch out! Here it comes. Watch out! Here it comes. Watch out!
Tell you what, if I go to the pharmacy tomorrow and they're missing Codral because you've taken it all, they'll be quite upset. But it seems like you might have taken a lot of Codral, Wayne.
It seems that way because it is that way.
Did you take the one with pseudoephedrine in it?
I don't know. Had some S's. Whoa. Sorry.
That's the weirdest intro to a Pornhub movie I've heard.
Red tube again.
Girls Gone Wild 8.
I'm leaving that in. That's the intro.
Damn it.
Well, speaking of damn it. All right, look, before I hang shit on you guys, what was the...
Fuck off.
Dickhead.
Look, I'll be tame because I even though I felt a little bit bad, like, I should lay up in the comments section of, you know, of our chat and on the page, you know, I may have, you know.
Mate, I almost left our chat.
I know, you did go missing, but that's fair, it would have been fair. I laid it on pretty thick, so my apologies. But man, look, what a clusterfuck of a year for starters.
Settle down.
Well, was
Still
that
won 38 games.
Come on, mate. Was that just like the cherry on the fucking top of a fucking horrible season or what? Magic Johnson obviously resigning from his position, but he didn't even do it at a press conference. It was literally like he did it at the game to the sideline reporters who knew, like not even Woj caught on what was happening.
That was the weirdest. That was the weirdest thing when the reporter says, "Are you telling us that you haven't told Jeanie?" And he was like, "No, I haven't told Jeanie." And I'm watching it live, like, what the fuck? Like, honestly, it was like a Twilight Zone moment. I was like, he's resigning to the media.
Yes. I thought, honestly, man, like, I remember thinking to myself straight away, or after I laughed, I remember thinking, fuck, man, if I'm a Laker fan, I'm pissed because that is such a cop-out.
He's got history.
Of being a cop-out?
Mm-hmm. Do you remember that Magic Hour show he used to have?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't remember the Magic Hour?
I don't.
It used to be on Foxtel, I think. So he had that talk show, and he quit that one day. He never went to rehearsals. It was too hard. He just one day he just didn't turn up, and he quit when he was coaching. Won his first 5 games, lost 10 or 11 in a row, quit. This gets too hard, quits.
But I'm kind of like confused, right? Because, all right, so I didn't know a lot. I knew about the coaching one and was kind of like, well, you know, maybe, I don't know, put that aside because he's Magic Johnson. But to me, it felt like a very un-Magic Johnson thing to do. Like, he kept repeating himself during that, you know, during his talk with the reporters, you know, of how he just wanted to be Magic. He wanted to be, you know, he wanted to be a commercial. Like, he wants to be the Magic Johnson persona. Like, it's like, come on, man. Like, surely you knew what it was going to take. I mean, I think we're all prepared for Luke Walton to get fired before that happened. Like, that seemed inevitable, right? Like, it was either they're going to let him play out the season and then he's going to be fired the next day. I'm pretty sure that was all the reports, and I definitely think that's what we were all thinking at the time, except for Vince. But it just felt like such a cop-out to do it that way, man.
When I saw it, I'm like, they've had an argument because he's gone in the day before and said straight after the Portland game, I'm firing Luke. Jeanie loves Luke. She would have been pissed off, but she said, if you think that's what you have to do it, but I'm not fucking happy about it. And then the icing on the cake was, and she loves Rob Pelinka. And secondly, because he's Kobe's guy, I don't know how she feels about Kobe, she said, nah, you're not firing Rob. And they've had a blue. No one can change my mind on this. They've had a blue. Because that's why he kept saying, I don't want this to affect our relationship. She's my sister. Yep. And then you go, yep, 2 and 2 together. They've had an argument. And he'd rather keep the friendship than do the job and do the hard bits of the job that he doesn't like doing. So he quit.
I mean, since then we've had the reports come out that, I think Woj was brought in the other day that, basically Magic was barely even there. Like, not prepared to do the, I suppose the office hours, if you will.
Here's why I would fire Rob Pelinka. Mm-hmm. I think Rob knows what he's doing. The reason why I would fire Rob Pelinka is because he would walk into the office or practice and yell out, hey, is Magic here? Magic's not here. Oh, gee, wow, Magic isn't here. Imagine that. So he was doing that, and that got back to Magic. Like, you can't be doing that. If you're an executive, that you cannot be acting that way. So I'd fire him for acting that way.
Well,
that is not good.
Yeah, no. Well, you can't have that. And look, I don't know how much truth there is to it because, once things like these happen, all the fingers point all of a sudden in that direction. It's like, well, it's probably not the extent of it.
That is fact. Rob was doing that. That is fact.
But I think like the general consensus around the league is that Pelinka wasn't very well liked with other GMs. Like they didn't like him. I kind of think of it as like, for anyone who've worked retail out there, like you'll get a new store manager come in and be like, well, we're going to do this way, tell you how to do your fucking job. Like, and I kind of picture it like that. It's like everyone off guard with Rob. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a new position for him as well this year. And I just don't think you can have that going forward. I mean, if you've pissed off all the other GMs in the league, you're not going to get any fucking deals done. I mean, the Dell Demps thing with the Pelicans is a prime example.
Well, they were dealing with Magic, not Rob.
Surely they were dealing with both of them. Surely... They
were bypassing Rob and going through Magic, so Magic didn't get the deal done on that one.
I don't know how much I believe that. Surely the chains had to go through Pelinka as well.
Well, Rob, but Magic's where the buck stops. They bypassed Pelinka, so there's a reason why they bypassed him. They obviously don't like him.
Yeah.
But Magic is the one who didn't get the deal done. Not from lack of trying, obviously. Because he offered up everyone in that freaking boot starter and the guy cuts up the oranges, but he couldn't get it done.
Stu's quiet.
It's just a shambles.
Yeah. Stu's quiet right now. Stu.
Yeah. You've got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. What a disappointment. What a bad ending to what could have and should have and would have been a much better tenure from those two. Everyone can, say that, Magic was pivotal in bringing LeBron. I believe LeBron was coming anyway. I believe that was a done deal. I believe it was, a post-basketball career move for him. And the destination just made sense. He wouldn't go to the Clippers. He'd go to a storied franchise like the Lakers. So I don't put too much credence on the fact that Magic did his job. He got LeBron over to us. I see more harm than good in failed trades and failed I guess locker room synergy after the Anthony Davis debacle. I don't know. Like we've got work to do. Like if we're not going to waste the tail end of LeBron's prime, we just have work to do, and it's got to happen sooner rather than later. If Pelinka is going to go, he's got to go now.
He ain't going anywhere.
You know,
I don't think he's going anywhere either.
I think that's a bad move. I think there's such a bad taste around the league, you know, when you speak of, you know, even just guilty by association, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like that's not healthy for business. You know, he's obviously got to tarnish his name. You guys are in a spot right now where moves need to be made. And if that's your guy...
What moves are you talking about that need to be made?
Well, moves coming up for the upcoming season. You've got the draft around the corner as well. I mean, you know, moves need to be made. I mean, I'm also not...
Listen, this roster, it's not all doom and gloom with this roster.
No, it's not.
No, that's true.
It's not, but you can't go into next season with this roster. I'm not saying, Vince, I'm not saying you need to fucking trade Lonzo Ball. I'm not saying you need to, you know, I'm just saying there's moves, there's things that need to get done.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, KCP's a free agent. Lance is a free agent.
Mm-hmm.
Rondo.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is there? Tyson Chandler.
JaVale.
I hope JaVale comes back. All the rest will go. So our young core is still there, which is great. The thing that pisses me off is, and you're right, we do need to make some key signings, but the thing that pisses me off, I love Luke Walton as a coach. Has he got some flaws? Yes, but he's only getting better as a coach. He's a very good communicator. Players liked him. A couple of knuckleheads didn't, but they're gone. What shits me is Magic can come in and fire him, want to fire him, but takes no... The fact that Luke and the whole coaching staff wanted Randall re-signed and Brook Lopez re-signed. They wanted him re-signed for a freaking reason. And you just let them walk for nothing and gave that money to KCP and Rondo.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that Walton wanted them back means nothing. Like, you don't cut him any slack. He wanted him gone from day... The minute Magic got the job, he was hell-bent on firing Walton.
My hat's off to Luke Walton. Like, I'm not... So, I mean, I don't know how good of a coach he is. He did really well with the championship team. Had a real good stretch. What I will say is my hat's off to him, though, because throughout all this schmozzle this season, like, he kept it together. He kept his cool. You know, he didn't say a peep. He didn't say a word. He just kept coaching, kept focusing on the team. And I think to do that under that sort of expectation and turmoil going on around him, you know, even with his own position there, says a lot about his character and in his ability. So my hat's definitely off to who got, you know, obviously we know, got snapped up by Vlade. Vlade wasted no time, which kind of made me feel like either you know, maybe this was something pre-planned a little bit, or maybe, you know, it was something, you know, Vlade's ever like, well, if everyone leave here, spot open for you there, you know, like. But, I mean, to go down as quick as it went, I mean, Vlade wasted no time signing Walton.
Well, the day after the Portland game, Luke went into the office and he said, is there any way forward for us? Like, can we work this out?
Mm.
They both decided that there's no way to work this out. And they let him go. So he wanted to stay, obviously, but I hope he does so well at Sacramento. I think he will. He's got such a good young group to work with.
Mm. I think he will. I like the fact that it pairs him back up with Harrison Barnes as well.
Yep.
Yeah. He's got Marvin Bagley as well. Like, Bagley's going to be a star.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be great. He's going to be, you know, I don't know. Like, look, we've mucked up. We should have retained him. We should have kept him. He should have been our coach for the next 5 to 10 years. Really. We've mucked up.
But it doesn't sound like he was on Plinker's good side anyway. Like, it doesn't sound like...
They wanted him gone from day dot.
Yeah. So how happy are you two with the rumoured replacements as far as head coaches go? I've heard everyone from Juwan Howard. I've heard everyone from... I know I said that weirdly then for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know how to say his fucking name. Juwan Howard? I don't know why I said it. I kind of sung it. I don't know. Man, I think it's a terrible, terrible mistake if you bring in a LeBron puppet and you sign Ty Lue.
I will be so pissed off if we sign Ty Lue.
Oh, my gosh.
Not that I don't think he can coach. He can coach.
He can't.
Oh, no, you know what? you listen to players who played under him in Cleveland, and you know what? Like, to their credit, and they don't owe him anything really. I mean, they all say that, like, legitimately, he is a coach. Like, the dude can coach. So
I mean, look,
I don't know what to think about it.
If you want a coach, you know, if you want a LeBron puppet that's going to fucking yes, LeBron, no LeBron, and a coach that you know LeBron's going to tune out, go for it.
Hey, they want a chip together. I wouldn't mind one.
Oh, he can coach. I just don't like the fact that he took time off because he was struggling with everything.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if he does get the job, he's recharged.
How's he going to fucking do that in LA? It's even more of a magnifying glass.
Yeah, I know. That's
he was in Cleveland.
Iffy on him. But I think Juwan...
Oh, God. Fuck's sake.
What?
Thanks for the sympathy pronunciation. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
What did I do?
You said,
what did I do?
You said Juwan.
Oh, mate, I'm fucking... what is it? 3 C's to the wind. Juwan, what did you say? Oh, I can't even... Hakeem Olajuwon, whatever. I don't know if Mr. Howard... I don't know. I was going to call him Mr. Howard because I can't speak.
Howard.
I'm not sure about him. I've untried. Monty Williams, I'm home about. What about Brian Shaw? Like, is he going to get an interview? Is there anyone else out there they're going to interview? It's like they've got these 3 guys on their radar and that's it.
That's it, right? Like, it just...
Cast your net far and wide.
Honestly, it just feels like it's the same fucking coaching carousel. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just feels like this, you know, like it just feels like another guy's going to be there 2 years and then be bounced.
Go to the Popovich coaching... Nah, not tips. Go to the Popovich coaching tree. What's under there?
Becky?
No, not Becky.
Oh, you fucking sexist.
I'll tell you what, they could be waiting for the playoffs though, because you might have some coaches who get ousted after playoff performance, and it might be wise to wait.
It might be, but I don't think they will, because they want him in soon to get ready for the drafts and all that sort of stuff.
Okay, I'm going to say something. I know it's not going to be very popular, especially with you, Vince, because that's your girl, but...
Don't say it, Wayne. Don't be a dickhead.
You know that some of this blame for this season comes down to Jeanie Buss. She let this shit go on all fucking season, man. She needs to write the shit. What a fucking schmozzle. This is the worst Lakers season I've ever seen. And, like, we're talking about...
You don't remember Byron Scott?
Oh, mate, I think this season's like a lot... The potential you have on the court... Had on the court, the way this season went down is a lot worse than Dwight Howard and fucking those clowns.
You had us winning 3 chips on the 3 chips on the trot, mate.
That's because I love Steve Nash. I was blinded by love.
Yeah, look,
she's got some answering to. That's what I'm saying. She's not clean in all this. That's basically what I'm saying.
Well, I did tweet her the other day. I tweeted at her.
Oh.
And I just said, any danger...
She wipe it off?
Sorry?
Did she wipe it off when you tweeted at her? Sorry, it's late. Keep going.
I don't even know what that means.
He's gone, Vincent. He's gone.
What did you tweet at her?
Did she wipe off the tweet? I don't know if you realise how Twitter works.
Anyway, so I tweeted her and I said, Jeanie, you're too silent. Any danger you could tell us what the plan is or any statement? Clearly didn't reply back.
Yeah, she went, oh, thanks for your question, Peter.
Well, on her Twitter, she says, don't at me about basketball or free tickets. So I thought, what the hell? I'll let her about basketball. But,
you don't own me.
You don't own me, bitch.
Well, the only thing that she's really put out, like, since all this has happened is she's just, like, basically gave Magic a big hug on Twitter. Like, it's okay. Like, don't worry, we'll always be family. Get the fuck out. Take your job fucking seriously.
She did save Luke in the middle of the season. Like, he was gone. And she said, nah, he's coaching out the season. So it was probably about the only decent thing she did this year.
Yeah.
We need to get Kobe back. General manager / coach Kobe.
He's not interested.
That's what you need. Put someone in a position that they don't know what they're doing. That'd be a great counter.
Well, we did it with Magic.
Okay. The guy who fucking had Chris Wallace running his team for the last 10 years.
Hey, that's worked out beautiful. He's got a new role.
Wayne. Well, Bob Myers, did he have a job before he was GM before he went to Golden State?
I'm just saying, you guys.
Was he a GM before he went to
It
Golden
doesn't
State?
matter. It doesn't matter. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about your Lakers right now.
You're talking about experience. Hire someone. Hire someone with no experience. Did Bob Myers have experience before he went to Golden State?
All I'm saying is you guys need to settle the shit.
No, he did. Thank you. You won't answer the question. You'll dodge it.
Exactly.
You'll dodge it, but he didn't.
Yes, I will.
Yes. I'm doing it now. You are correct.
Don't make me laugh when I've got a mouthful of alcohol.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
No, not a mouthful of tweet, Wayne, like you.
Oh.
That's another thing with Magic Johnson about his tweeting. Oh, I want to be able to tweet this, but you don't even run your fucking Twitter account.
It was the biggest cop-out ever, man, which is why I'm like...
He employs a guy to tweet for him.
Like, honestly, I feel bad for, like, big Magic fans like Stu. I feel bad for big Magic fans like my friend Justin. Like, it feels like such a cop-out from Magic, and if I was a Lakers fan, I'd be fucking pissed.
We're disappointed. We're not angry. Benson, are you angry?
No, I love Magic.
You're not angry now because it's been 3 days since, but...
No, I wasn't angry. I was shattered. There's a big difference.
Yeah, it's just disappointment. That's all it is. Not anger.
Benson, you're a close personal friend of Magic Johnson. You sat next to him at a basketball game.
It's true.
All facts. Speaking facts.
It's a fact. Have you texted him? Have you tweeted at him? Have you emailed him? Just get some answers.
I haven't. I just wanted to give him space.
Just let him be Magic. Just let him be Magic.
No, I'm one of the few people in his circle that calls him Irvin. Not many people do.
With a name like that, call him Magic.
When the time is right, I'll give him a call and say, EJ, what's going on? And we'll talk it through. The time's not right.
Time's not right. Fair enough. That's fair. Give him some space. Well, we should turn the tone around a little bit somber there, a little bit got some emotions out there. It's good talk. Good talk.
Hey, happy thoughts for you, mate. Chris Wallace got demoted.
Man, we fired JB Bickerstaff. We didn't fire Chris Wallace. We did something even more heinous to Chris Wallace. He's now a scout.
This is a joy.
Happy days. I don't reckon he's the last of the season as a scout. I reckon that is...
I wonder what they'll put him. They'll put him in the subcontinent or something. He'll be scouting India or something.
100%.
You won't find any players there, let me tell you.
It's beautiful. We just want him out. So that's pretty fun. That's cool. A lot of Grizz fans. I'm not going to go into Grizz too much because hey, that's my team. But a lot of Grizz fans are like, it's unfair on JB Bickerstaff. You guys obviously know my stance on the guy. He's a career assistant. He's not a head coach. But the one thing I will agree with Grizz fans is that you can only blame the coaches for so long. And we've had quite a high turnover of coaches over the last 5 years. And at some point, it stops being about the coaches and starts being about management. And I think we've definitely hit our limit. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think... Like, this next coach we hire better be fucking something. He better be something, or he better be there for fucking 5 years.
It's going to be Ettore Messina.
I'm not fussed on him, man.
David Blatt.
I know. I'd take...
Who do you want? Who's out there? Who do you want, Wade?
I don't know. I actually don't know. Like, and I think anyone we do hire will probably, will probably be like the Dave Yeager deal. Like, it'll take me a little bit of time to come around on him. But
no interest in Dave Yeager, you think, from the team? Do you think?
So here's the thing with Dave Yeager. Here's the inside Grizzlies word, is that hell of a coach, but he's shit with people.
That sucks.
He's shit with people. And, we've had this whole thing come out, since he's left Sacramento that, Buddy Hield wasn't one of his guys. He wanted him traded. So
really?
not a good people person, Dave Yeager. And that's what keeps costing him jobs, is because he gets in his positions. He can coach the nuts off it, but, man, he's just terrible with people. So he won't get another gig with Grizz, is what I'm basically saying. But, yeah.
So if you had to have 3 candidates, who would you go for?
I don't know, man.
Monty?
Yeah, I like Monty Williams.
What about
Juwan Howard?
Tibbs. Nah, we got to.
You were defending Tibbs all year, and now you're like, nah.
I like the idea of Tibbs coaching, Zebo, Conley, like that core, but not with this young core.
What about Jason? I can really see Jason Kidd coaching in Memphis.
Becky Hammond. We want Becky Hammond.
No, you don't.
I want Becky Hammond.
I think you want to tweet at Becky Hammond.
Yeah.
Say no more. Anyway.
No, if you do, the Memphis Grizzlies lunchroom will have the best sandwiches.
That's so harsh. That's so harsh.
No, we're going to get complaints.
Oh, boy. I was going to say, it was kind of a weird day that day. A lot went down. Who else got fired? Someone else got let go as well. Oh, actually, no. What we do need to talk about before we bounce on this strange, mysterious minisode is we had some people leave the league. Yeah. We had Dwayne Wade play his last game.
Oh, how did we forget?
Tell you what, I got a little bit. I don't know. My sinuses must be playing up a little bit when I was watching Wade's son do the recreation of his commercial and then announce his father onto the court. I was like, God, Dad, sinuses are playing up. A bit teary-eyed.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
You didn't?
I didn't. They need to stop shoving Zaire Wade down our throats.
Yeah, true. It was a cool little moment.
The only one that really affected me was Dirk, because Dirk is he's just like a god to me. Dirk, man, he just was the best, like top 3 power forwards I've seen. Fantastic. Hell of a guy, hell of a teammate, hell of a player. Was way better than Murray Stoudemire.
That's a salute to you, Dan, if you're out there.
I had so many arguments with Dan over that.
You know what they do need to stop shoving down our throats, Stu, is Wade fucking jersey swaps. And I think that's why, honestly, the show and hoo-ha of Wade leaving, like, I think that's why, like, Vince, like, the Dirk one felt a little bit more genuine, at least a little bit, It's like, it held more weight because Dirk played it to the last game, like, he really did, and you could see the emotion on his face, knowing that's the last time he's going to be playing professional basketball on that court. He'll still be around the stadium, obviously, and obviously Cubans promised him a position, within the organisation, so he fucking should. But
I love the fact that he went for 30 as well. Like, he literally on his last home court game. I mean, he literally shot the ball pretty much every time he touched it, which was awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
You know what matters more to me from playing, like, instead of the jersey swaps, when Dirk went to Boston, his last game in Boston, the Boston crowd wanted him to hit a 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
The New York, it's things like that. Like, you don't, that's natural. Is it organic? That's the thing I'm looking for.
Yeah.
The whole jersey.
Forced adulation. Yeah.
Yeah, the whole jersey swap thing, you can tell it was just.
It just got old.
Man. It's like, come on, man. Like,
it's like, dude, we got 46 games of the regular season still to go. You're going to do this every game?
Yeah. It just was, like Ben said, concocted. I didn't like that.
My favourite was probably Doc calling a timeout so the Clippers crowd could applaud him. Like, that was Honestly, that was awesome. I will forever give Doc Rivers credit for that. Like, that was just a really, really good thing to do. We also farewelled Paul Pierce's brain this week.
All right, so I was going to bring this up. You know what? Because growing up, like I love Paul Pierce and his game, and like that was one of the guys that I used to go out, you know, shoot in the driveway, pretend to be like Paul Pierce. But I tell you one thing, man, since retirement, he makes it so hard to be a Paul Pierce fan. So fucking...
He's actually a knob of a bloke, it looks like.
I tell you, like, I think I was so lucky with Jalen Rose. I just thought every player after retirement would be fucking as cool as him. But Paul Pierce, goddammit, and not even just that, not even his comments about... Because you can't even put it down to, like, a confidence level, what he's saying. Do you know what I mean? Like, but, like, even... Let's rewind a little bit. Like, even that bullshit that went down with Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
And him kicking up a fucking stink about them paying him a video tribute on his fucking, what was it, his jersey retirement night or something like that? Or
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. This kid fucking... Like, what happened to once a Celtic, always a Celtic? Do you know what I mean? I was just like, ridiculous. The guy played his guts out, lost his fucking sister, still going back the next day to play a playoff series for you guys. Like, fucking give him some credit.
Yeah, no, too true, mate. Too true.
I love Paul Pierce. I love his game, but you know what? I think I'm starting to realise that I love Paul Pierce, the player.
Well, I think Jared Dudley tweeted, cocaine's a hell of a drug, and Dwayne Wade tweeted it or retweeted it saying, said it better than I could. And there's no other explanation for it. He's on another planet. So let's drag that jersey to the rafter and let's retire Paul Pierce's brain.
He's got an ego the size of the fucking Grand Canyon.
Man, rough.
I just loved it. For the next 3 days, everybody just RT'd on Twitter images of him in the wheelchair at the Garden. And it just made my day.
I mean, look, Paul Pierce is a hell of a player. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, fucking hell of a player. Everyone brings that up. I remember that game specifically because I feel like he did, like, fucking cork his leg or something like that. Obviously, it was a bit over the fucking top. Actually, the thing I remember about that moment the most was because I was in Boston. The crowd is going fucking mental, and I just thought it was so ingenious when Paul Pierce comes running out, goes to sub in, Phil Jackson calls a timeout, and just took the wind out of Boston fan sails. And I was like, that was probably one of the coldest moves I've ever seen by an NBA coach. I was like, that was amazing. But Paul Pierce, man, I don't know, he was gone. But fuck, can you shut up?
Exactly. Just give it a rest. And particularly, like, we're trying to enjoy the guy's retirement. Like, okay, we might not like the jersey swapping and the contrived nature of it all, but we're still trying to enjoy the dude. You don't have to interject and tell us about yourself. Shut up, man.
Here it comes. Watch out! Here it comes. Watch out!
Ball.